Forks, Washington. A January night. Charlie Swan didn't believe in monsters, or at least that's what he told himself every time the forest whispered things he wasn't meant to understand. Every time he saw Jacob walk in the rain without a shirt and without shivering. Every time Bella came back from the Cullens' house with different eyes. He didn't believe in monsters, but he did believe in protecting his own. That's why, when he got a call about a hiker attacked on the outskirts of the woods, he didn't hesitate to respond. Alone, as he had done his entire career. The creature had no face, just movement, a dull roar, a claw that struck his chest before he could raise his weapon. Charlie felt the air leave him, then the blood, and then nothing. Bella found him minutes later, alerted by Alice, who had seen the scene too late. Charlie was lying in the snow, pale, dying. Blood soaked his jacket. His breath grew weaker. "Dad," Edward appeared beside him. "There's no time," he said. "Can you save him?" Bella asked, her voice broken. Edward hesitated. "There's no going back. Do it." The pain was worse than anything Charlie had ever imagined. A searing fever, a fire burning through every cell of his body, for hours, days, an eternity, and then silence, strength, hunger. He woke up in the Cullens' house. No wounds, no pulse, no breath. Carlisle was there. "Welcome back, Charlie." Charlie slowly sat up. "What did you do to me?" Edward spoke from the shadows. "We saved you." Weeks later. Charlie still wasn't used to anything, not sleeping, seeing with such clarity, running at speeds that would make his old truck cry, and even more, not being able to go home. "You can't show up at the station with eyes like that," Bella would say, handing him a jar of deer blood. Charlie drank it like bitter coffee, then muttered, "I miss coffee. Can't we heat this up?" The Cullens tried to train him. "Jasper, focus on the smell of animals, not people." "Come on, old man. If I can do it, you can too." "Rosal, don't get near Renesmee until you've got the thirst under control. Maybe you should redecorate your cabin, make it more cozy for an immortal." Charlie listened to them all, and then did the opposite. He hid in the woods, hunted alone, and kept trying to be human again. "Why did you do it?" he asked Bella one night. She didn't answer right away. "Because I couldn't lose you. But now, I can't see my friends. I can't go back to work. You're alive." "Am I?" Bella looked at him with sadness. "More than you think." They tried to fake his death. Carlisle signed the paperwork. Alice helped him disappear. But when Bella returned to the station, officers were crying. Her mother called every day, and Forks filled with candles for the sheriff who gave everything. And Charlie saw it all from the woods. "I didn't know they cared that much," he murmured. Edward beside him said softly, "We never know what we mean until we're gone." Then one night, Jacob appeared. "I figured," he said, seeing Charlie's golden eyes. "You gonna tell me it was a mistake?" Jacob shrugged. "No, I think Bella saved you. And the others? Sam thinks you're technically dead. That helps, but don't go back to La Push. Ever." Charlie nodded. "Then help me protect what I still have." Jacob stepped closer. "What do you mean?" Charlie pulled out a folder. Inside, photographs, recent ones, an unknown vampire lingering outside Forks. Not Cullen, not Volturi. "I think the one who attacked me wasn't alone." Carlisle read the reports. Edward confirmed the thoughts of nearby animals. Alice couldn't see anything. "He's blocked," she whispered. Charlie loaded his rifle. He still used it, even though he didn't need it. "Then we're gonna do something you never thought I'd say, Cullen." Edward raised an eyebrow. "What?" Charlie smiled. "Let's go on patrol." But what they'd find in that forest wasn't just a newborn. It was a messenger, with a message carved into his body, in an ancient language only Aro would recognize. "The blood of the Protector does not belong to eternity, and if you keep it, the price will be paid by all your kin." Charlie was marked, not by his past, by his choice. And now, the Volturi knew. 1 week after the message, the Cullens were checking every corner of the forest. Charlie patrolled tirelessly as if he still wore a badge, only now his flashlight was night vision, and his weapon, his fangs. "You know what I'd do if I were still police chief?" he said while tracking with Edward. "Fine them for entering a federal zone without a permit?" Emmett joked. Charlie growled. "No, I'd be waiting in my office with 2 cups of coffee and a loaded shotgun." Alice finally had a vision, blurry, fragmented, but enough. A stone chamber, a black table, and 3 figures standing. Aro, Marcus, Caius. In front of them, a sheet of paper with the name Charles Swan handwritten. Alice dropped to her knees. They're coming, this time, not to talk. Volterra, weeks earlier. The news had traveled like a whisper among ancient echoes. A human turned without permission. Not just any human, Isabella Swan's father, a key figure in Forks. Human protector of a daughter already tangled in irregularities. And now, immortal. Carlyle crossed a line, Caius said, or blurred it with taste, murmured Aro, smiling thinly. Marcus barely whispered, blood calls to blood. Forks, the day before. Bella dreamed of her father, but he was no longer the man with tired eyes and a crooked mustache. He was someone firmer, paler, more distant. She woke and found him in the garage, polishing his old shotgun as if he still needed it. You can't face the Volturi with that, she said. Charlie didn't look at her. It's not for them. It's to remind me who I was. Bella knelt in front of him. You're still you. Even if my heart doesn't beat? Bella took his hand. You taught me that being brave isn't pulling the trigger harder, but protecting even when you're broken. Charlie closed his eyes. Then help me protect you now, one last time. If I fail, tell Renesmee her grandfather was a mess, but he loved her with all he had. The snowy field outside Forks. Same place they once faced the Volturi. Same fear, same hope. This time, the Cullens weren't alone. Jacob and the pack. Zephrina, Chiri and Senna. Garrett and Kate. Benjamin, who could split the earth. And in the center, head held high, Charlie Swan. Golden eyes, plaid shirt, and a knife on his belt, just in case things got personal. Aro arrived without theater, only with Jane, Alec, and 3 more. Charlie, such a simple name for such a complicated offense, Aro said, folding his black cloak. Charlie didn't blink. I didn't ask for this. Yet, here you are. Are you going to kill me? Condemn a whole family for not letting a man who protected his town die? Aro tilted his head. No, but if you live, others will follow. The world will change. Edward stepped forward. What if it already has? Bella stepped forward too. We didn't mean to create a monster, just to save a father. Renesmee stepped from the trees. And now I have my grandfather. Is that a crime? Aro looked at Marcus. The quietest of all finally spoke. Their bond is stronger than any law we impose. If we destroy that, we become what we swore to prevent. Caius growled, but said nothing. Aro sighed. Very well, one more exception. For Carlyle, for Bella, for this time when the world still allows silent miracles. He looked at Charlie. But if you ever expose yourself, we won't speak again. And they left. Afterward, Charlie never returned to Forks as a citizen. But he kept protecting, from the shadows, at a distance, with vigilant eyes. Jacob said he sometimes saw him in the woods, watching. Renesmee hugged him every time he returned. Bella looked at him like the girl she once was, but with the strength of someone who understood everything. And Edward once told him quietly, you weren't just saved, you were chosen. Charlie smiled, and they still won't let me be police chief again. And so, in a world where blood doesn't always dictate the future, a father became something more. Not a hero, not a legend, just a man who didn't let death take him away from his family.